Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Tanisha, aka Teacher 10. I hope everyone is staying healthy and well as much as possible during this critical time, praying for everyone's safety. Today, we're going to discuss and talk about body idioms. Did that really cost an arm and a leg? I don't know. Maybe. Today I'm going to show you some flashcards, and I have quite a few, and we're going to go over some body idioms. Many of these you may already know, some you may not know. So just hang in there as you continue to learn and study English as a second or foreign language. The first flashcard is, are you pulling my leg? Hope you can see that. Are you pulling my leg? Which means, are you joking with me? Are you kidding me? Someone may say, you better not be pulling my leg. You better not be joking with me concerning that. That is what is meant by, are you pulling my leg? Our next flashcard is a flashcard called Rule of Thumb, which means it's a basic rule to consider, but it's not always followed. For example, a teacher may say, as a rule of thumb, make sure you get a good night sleep before your exam. That is not always done because a lot of time the student stays up half the night studying instead of getting a good night's sleep. But a rule of thumb is to get a good night's sleep as much as possible before your exam. Rule of thumb. Our next idiom is to see eye to eye. When someone says to another person, oh, she and I sees eye to eye, which means they agree on something. A lot of times, some people don't see eye to eye, which means they disagree about something. Say, for example, person A does not see eye to eye with person B on how to raise their kids or how to make dinner for that night. Or someone may say, she and I see eye to eye on how to save money. So it can go either way. Either you agree or don't agree. You see eye to eye or you don't see eye to eye. It depends on the situation. The next flashcard that I am going to show to you is by the skin of his teeth. When someone says, oh my goodness, I barely made it in by the skin of my teeth, which means they barely made it in. They barely made it in by the skin of their teeth. Just barely. So when you hear someone say that, that means that they just barely made it in by the skin of their teeth. Our next card is stick your neck out. Stick your neck out. A lot of times when someone needs help with something, that person will stick their neck out for that other person to help them. But sometimes it backfires. Say, for example, an uncle helps his nephew with a problem, but the nephew did not appreciate the help that he received from the uncle. And the uncle may become upset and says, you know what? I stuck my neck out for my nephew and they didn't even appreciate what I've done for them. So sticking your neck out is not always a good thing, especially if the other person does not accept the good that you've done for them. And that is sticking your neck out. The next flashcard is a problem that I have is a sweet tooth. How many of us have a sweet tooth? I know I do. My favorite candy in the world is peanut M&Ms. And I have to let that go. I have a sweet tooth. Every time I see a pack of peanut M&Ms, I feel like I have to buy them, but I have to slow down and say, I'm not going to have a sweet tooth today. I'm not going to give in to it and not have those bag of M&Ms. Someone may say, I have a sweet tooth. I need to go get something sweet. And yeah, that's what it means to have a sweet tooth. Our next flashcard is to play something by ear. When someone plays something by ear, that means they're waiting for the outcome and nothing is really planned. For example, a person plans a barbecue party, but because of the weather, they have to play it by ear to see if they can still host that party. And if not, they'll have to cancel it or reschedule it or move it from an outside event to an indoor event. So that's playing it by ear. Another way to say playing it by ear is that someone can play an instrument. They were not taught how to play it, but they can hear something musically and play it by ear. Now that's a special talent. That's awesome if you can play an instrument by ear. The other flashcard that we have here is keep an eye on it. Hope you can see that. Keep an eye on it. Basically, to watch something with care. For example, someone may say, hey, keep your eye out on the food while you're on the phone. In other words, make sure while you're on the phone, you're watching the food so it doesn't burn. Keep an eye out on it. Or someone may say, hey, keep an eye out on the dog to make sure the dog doesn't go out of the fence. You're watching the dog carefully. Our next flashcard is to wash your hands of something. To wash your hands of something, which means not to deal with an issue. A lot of times something can go wrong on the job and the boss or someone may say, hey, I'm washing my hands of this, which means I'm not going to deal with this. This is not my issue. So they don't want to be a part of that. Head over heels. When someone is head over heels, they are in love. They are deeply in love. They are head over heels, deeply in love with each other. Head over heels. Another body idiom is to know it by heart. They know everyone's numbers by heart. Nowadays, we really don't know people's numbers by heart because we have our cell phones and we just look it up. Back in the day, everyone knew everyone's number by heart because we had a phone book. We didn't have a cell phone. We actually had to dial the number and we knew it by heart. Knowing something by heart when it comes to numbers is almost a lost art. So, yes. Now we have cold feet. This is used a lot of times at a wedding. They may say, oh, she tried on the wedding dress, but as soon as she put on her wedding dress, she got cold feet, which means she didn't want to walk down the aisle. So you can get cold feet in many things, but mostly a lot of times cold feet is described during a wedding time when someone is about to get married. Cry your heart out. When someone is crying their heart out, that means they are deeply, deeply hurt. They are deeply saddened and they are crying their heart out. Some may say they were bawling their eyes out. They go hand in hand, which means they are just profusely crying and they're just in deep anguish. Or someone can cry their heart out when a family member moves away to a different state and they're going to miss them terribly because maybe that was their best friend. Cry your heart out. We've had this one before. This one is face the music, which means face the consequences of your actions, and it will be unpleasant. If you're cheating or doing something that you shouldn't do and you get caught, you have to face the music and get the consequences towards that bad action that was done. The next one is to break a leg, which means you're wishing someone good luck. Some people may tell someone who's going on stage to act, say, hey, break a leg, do a great job. This is my least favorite one, but it is used often. Break a leg is to wish someone luck. Now, this is used quite often. Cost an arm and a leg. When someone says, that cost me an arm and a leg. I went to go get my car fixed, but it cost an arm and a leg, which means their car repairs were extremely expensive and it cost them an arm and a leg. That is used a lot here in America. Another term that is used, this is my least favorite one, but this is used sometimes, is over my dead body, which means no one can do something and that's over their dead body. For example, a son may want tattoos and the piercing, but the dad says over my dead body. Like, that's not happening unless that person's dead. they can get it done, but while that person's alive, you're not getting it done. So, which means, of course, if someone's dead, they're not being stopped. But if they're alive, they're being stopped by doing what they want to do. And so a person would tell them, over my dead body. So that's you sometimes here in America. All right, a pat on the back. They did a fantastic job that the whole team deserves a pat on the back, which means recognition, a way of saying thank you for a job well done or a good deed well done. Keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. In other words, don't be sad, don't be upset, but keep your chin up. Stay positive, stay focused. It'll all work out. Keep your chin up. Another one is let your hair down. Let your hair down. Let it flow, which means just go and relax. Let your hair down. Don't have a care in the world. Go relax. Let your hair down. Katie likes to go to the beach to relax, listen to music, and let her hair down. That is to relax. When a person says, I am all ears, that means they're listening. I am all ears to what you have to say. Or some people may say, I'm in the middle of a job. Can you let me finish first? And then I'm all ears. All ears is full attention. I'm listening to everything you have to say. All ears. My flesh and blood. My flesh and blood, which means a relative. Katie is my flesh and blood, so I'm going to offer her the position. Or Katie's my flesh and blood, so I'm going to go hang out with her today versus doing something else. So flesh and blood, my flesh and blood goes along with someone being their relative. Yes. Head in the clouds. That person has their head in the clouds, which means they're not fully aware of the situation or they're lacking knowledge of that. For example, someone can have their heads in the clouds to think they're going to pass a test, but yet they didn't study or they haven't been studying. Their head is in the clouds like, ooh, they're not going to do well because they're not being level-headed. Another one that we use here a lot is my lips are sealed, which means I'm not going to say a word. My lips are sealed. Someone may say, you can confide in me. My lips are sealed. Your secret is safe with me. Be careful of who you share your secrets with, but there are some people that you can trust. You know their lips are going to be sealed and they're not going to say anything about your situation. Yes. The next one is to get something off my chest. A lot of people may say, you know what? I really need to get this off my chest. I've been wanting to let you know that you have been really mean to me and I don't like it. Or they may say, I need to get something off my chest. I want to tell you, you've been doing a really great job and you're so fantastic at what you do. Keep it up. To get something off your chest is just to let the other person know how you feel. Get something off your chest. Make my blood boil. When someone says, oh, that makes my blood boil, that means they are extremely angry about something and they are boiling on the inside. What makes my blood boil is domestic violence. I don't think that should be happening, but it happens more often than we realize, and that makes my blood boil. Or any form of abuse, or stealing money from other people, or if someone's being mistreated at work or what have you, can make a person's blood boil. And there's lots of things that can make your blood boil. In over your head, which means you took on too many responsibilities. Someone may say, oh my goodness, I am in way over my head. I said that I was able to do job A and then I volunteered to do job B and now I'm doing job C and I'm in way over my head. That person took on way too many responsibilities. Don't get in over your head. Only do what you're able to do. All right. And what's in your neck of the woods? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? Right now, where I'm currently at, it is cloudy and raining in my neck of the woods. What's the weather like over there? Or someone may say, Hey, you know what? I saw a job posting in your neck of the woods, which means they're building a building and they're going to offer more jobs and it's close to that person's home. There you go. Next one is give me or lend me a hand, which means can you help me? Can you give me a hand with my spelling? Can you help me? Give me a hand. And our last card for today is Head Start. The people gave little Johnny a head start because he is slower than the others and they wanted to give him a head start in the game. Head Start. I know we went through those flashcards. I hope this helped you greatly with learning your English. I am going to post all the words down below, and I encourage you to look over them again, write your own sentences, and practice, 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 and have fun while practicing. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I pray that you stay healthy and well during this crazy time, and I'm praying for your safety. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.